Hello and welcome to today's Independent Travel Podcast with me, Simon Calder. It's Tuesday, the 2nd of July, which means peak season for European holidays is well underway. It's not been the smoothest of starts, particularly for passengers using EasyJet from Gatwick Airport, as well as for those on British Airways and Wizz Air. We've seen dozens of cancellations each day over the last weekend, blamed on bad weather, air traffic control restrictions. EasyJet, by the way, assures me it has no crew shortage. But today's guest believes there is a general shortage of aircraft across Europe, and he is better placed to know that than anyone else because he is Gediminas Ziemelis, and he's chair of the Avia Solutions Group, which I call the world's biggest unknown airline. Gediminas, you're an ACMI provider. That's also known as wet leasing. Well, what exactly does it mean?
It means that we are providing tailor-made services to the scheduled carriers, and we act exclusively B2B. So people will not see our brand. We will see sticker of our customer on airframe. People will see stewardesses, which in line with the brand of our customer. And simply, we will get the final product from B2C provider. So in other words, we airline to airline.
That's really interesting because a lot of people would think that an organization like yours, which has a number of brands and a lot of aircraft all poised and ready to go, would mostly be involved in what I would call ad hoc operations. For example, taking England fans to Germany and back for Euro 2024. But it's rather different this summer, is that correct?
Yes, you are very right. So there are two different segments. Full charter, when companies like us providing services to B2C or via tour operator, and they fly with their own call signs. So means airline is responsible in front of third parties, included E261, flight delays compensation. And we, company which serves other airline companies. So effectively, passengers are dealing with the scheduled carrier, and we subcontract ourselves to sell more seats and to sell more routes.
So you are filling in gaps in the schedules that the airlines have. So they will promise a number of flights, they're very busy summer, but they won't actually have enough aircraft and enough crew with a little bit of resilience built in to operate those schedules unless they come to you.
Yes, you're very right. But this trend that Europe goes for the vacation during the summer, it's because of our geographical location. If we look pre-COVID numbers, back to 2019, we had 4.5 billion passengers around the globe. 1.1 billion was in Europe, and 670 million was in summertime, 450 in wintertime. So Europe, being the biggest market in the world, is heavily impacted by seasonality. We have one low-cost carrier, which simply grounding winter up to 20% of winter capacity, no fly, because every flight gives them losses. And before our sizable scale in the market, it was almost impossible to think about lifting capacity during the peak season and rid of the capacity during non-peak season. So this summer, when we have three elements, first, overall, lack of the supply of brand new aircraft. Boeing and Airbus officially declared that 3,400 aircraft wasn't produced since COVID started, narrow bodies. We have a Pratt & Whitney, we have authorities which, because of flight safety, capping number of produced aircraft per month. Plus, demand recovered, and we almost at the pre-COVID level, and we in the peak season summer. So we see all four factors, and just one of them constant, the seasonality. From year to year, we have the same seasonality.
You are working with these airlines. Can you give me some idea of your biggest customers and when people flying from the UK might experience your product?
TUI, British Airways, Lufthansa. I think currently up to 60 legacy carriers in Europe uses ACMI because it's a trend. It's supply-driven demand, and at the same time way to reduce final cost of the tickets to the buyers because airline company is not obliged to pay anything during the non-peak winter. And right combination of the fixed capacity and ACMI can be very flexible for the overall revenues and overall ticket prices.
What makes me concerned, though, for your business is that you will be stuck with those aircraft and those crews during winter, and you're just going to have to park them and take the loss that represents. Very
good question. While we're sitting in Europe, and Europe being biggest global aviation market, with the huge some impact per financial year, 5 years ago we started to build network of our air operate certificates in counter-cyclical areas. Indonesia, Brazil, Australia. So our job, our target within a couple of years, where we feel this additional demand because of the OEMs and engines, and during the winter time to send aircraft to those counter-cyclical areas to serve local scheduled carriers, and during the summer come back to the Europe.
You are getting aircraft operating certificates that will allow you to operate in the Northern Hemisphere, particularly in Europe, through the northern summer, and then just head south for our winter, like migrating birds.
Very good example. When winters came, birds migrating and looking to the places where we can find easily food and warm temperature. It's exactly the same.
How long will the present situation continue of there not being enough aircraft for the airlines of Europe to operate without your help?
I would like to emphasize, we don't bet our equity story on the current additional demand. We like that market will go to the normal circumstances when airline companies will compete for each euro, and then they are definitely for seasonal reasons will use even more our product, but just for 4 or 5 months. And those who will not use, we will lose competition battle for those who are using. So it's no-brainer. We already educated our customers. Yeah, this situation helps us, but overall it's not our key points for the future business.
Final question. There will be many customers who've perhaps booked with TUI or with British Airways this summer who find themselves flying on an airline called Avion Express or SmartLynx. Can you assure them that they will get the same comfort, the same reliability, and the same safety that you would expect, as well as in-flight service, of course?
Starting from flight safety, all our airline companies are EASA certified, means that we are fulfilling highest safety standards. Additionally, our customers are making audits and putting in place additional requirements, which also helps to the product level and which impact operations and flight safety as well, which is not regulated by the authorities. And product-wise, we have different product level on board, and definitely it's our customer selection.
Gediminas Ziemelis, thank you very much indeed for talking to me, and thank you for listening. Goodbye.